It's an amazing thing to discover that life is about relationships. I wish I'd have discovered it earlier, but I did not. Relationships is nothing that I ever thought I was very good at. Not just starting them, but having them, and being consistent about it. So I'm going to try and bake your noodle a little bit here. The greatest relationship I've ever had is with myself. Now, there's no doubt that the relationship with God is a given for me. And the more I nurtured that relationship with God, the more I found me nurturing the relationship with myself, and vice versa. So there's something to that. There's something significant to that. And the way that I treat myself really reflects on the way that I treat others. And for a certain amount of time in my life, I wasn't very good to myself. I didn't treat myself very well. And thus, I didn't treat others very well. Now, fortunately for me, working the 12 steps, there always comes this point in time throughout the year that to those I owe an amends, I make an amends. And sometimes I may make that amends at a certain part of the year, and sometimes I may make it instantly and be done with it. But it is part of the relationship. And, if you're a believer that to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as you do yourself, your neighbor's usually those that you have relationships with, is what I found. And I can attest to the fact that I have loved them like I loved myself. When I didn't love myself very well, I didn't love them very well. When I did think well of myself and love myself pretty well, next thing you knew, I loved others pretty well. I've always had this thing, though, that I could tell that a relationship would someday end, sometimes sooner, sometimes later, if I ever lied to them. And I did a lot of lying. It was one of the things I didn't like about myself, is the truth. God changed that about me. He made me truthful, and thus I became honest. If you're dealing with insecurities, fears, it's always going to get in the way, one way or another. It's always going to get in the way. So what I found, the greatest thing I can do in my relationships, whether temporary or long-lasting, is tell the truth. Be honest. As best I can. If nothing else, tell them I can't tell you right now. I'm liable to lie to you. So I'd rather not tell you. Some people appreciate it. Most people don't. That's okay, man. I like it about myself. I like the fact that I'm a man who's become honest, who's become truthful. I was made that way. Good day.